Let's look at mean, manner, and mechanism of death. Let's first start with what death actually is defined as. And we term it as the cessation or end of life. And the first stage of that is when the heart stops beating. And remember back to biology that the heart is going to pump blood, which carries oxygen to all the parts of the body. Without that, it can't function. The second stage is autolysis. Auto being self, and lysis is to break or burst. And what that is actually the breakdown of cells, okay, like cell death. So if a death is unexplained or suspicious, then an autopsy is performed by a forensic pathologist. Remember that forensic pathologist is also called a medical examiner. And what they're going to do is actually make incisions into the body using what's called a Y cut. And they're going to start at each shoulder and make a Y, which ends about the chest area and then down to the belly button. So manner of death is actually going to be the means by which someone dies. So we have all these examples of manner, which would be natural, accidental, suicidal, homicidal, or undetermined. If death is natural, it's caused by the interruption and failure of body functions, so old age, disease. Accidental, something happened because it was unplanned, such as a car accident. If it's suicidal, that's when a person purposely kills themselves, takes their own life. Homicidal is when one person kills someone else. And if it's undetermined, it's because the pathologist cannot make a determination whether the death was accidental or suicidal. So that's the manner of death. Now we have cause of death, which is the reason someone dies. And this term you need to be familiar with, which is called the proximate cause of death, which means an underlying cause of death, such as radiation exposure. So here's some examples: heart attack, hanging, suffocation, drowning. So if we look at our manner of death as accidental, then so we can look at the manner as being accidental, and drowning could be the cause of death. Okay, and the next part of it is mechanism of death, which is a specific change in the body that stopped life. So say we had homicide as our manner, and shooting was the cause, and then exsanguination, which is the extreme loss of blood or bleeding out, is going to be the mechanism. Okay, so you have a couple terms that you need to know. Exsanguination being the extreme loss of blood from bleeding out. So it's slightly different from loss of blood. Um, but remember that manner is going to be either homicidal, suicidal, accidental. You know, cause is going to be the reason that someone died, and then the mechanism is actually the part of the body that stopped working because of that.